Welcome to Deep Thought. Develop the habit of doing something before doing it. And this is just something to really think about. And let me share something. I'm about to move. I'm about to move sometime in June from where I'm living into, shall we say, a bigger place. Yeah, I might even do a video showing it just to mess with some people. Ah, man, the great pumpkin has blessed me well. So check it out. One of the things I'm thinking is just the habits I had around here, because the new place, it's I'll just say it's multi-floored and everything. And the thing with it is, I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta change my habits, because where I live now, it's, get out of bed, walk a few feet to the living room and stuff, turn on the power. Everything is like right there. But the way the new place is going to be set up, I got to walk down a couple of flights of steps to get to where I'm going to keep the office. And I'm like, wait a minute, I got to change up how I'm doing stuff and everything. And then set up stuff differently. I was like, wait a minute, it's going to be a totally different rhythm to how I move. Even ironing, I was ironing some because, when I be doing my stuff for my live videos and everything, I got to have my shirt crisp, Shoot, even when I go, even casually, I be ironing stuff. I make sure I can't take no wrinkles on me and stuff. But then, just how my place is set up, I usually just iron in the kitchen. I was like, wait a minute, I don't have to do that anymore. I got a really big laundry room now. I'll do my ironing in because, the kitchen nice. I don't want to put an iron in there and everything. It's a nice little setup. But I was thinking about just little things I do, and then my rhythm, because one of the things with me, even though in the previous podcast I talked about being used to chaos, one of the ways I dealt with that chaos was having order to how I do things. I got little mini rituals, little rhythms to how I do stuff. I'm gonna have to change it up. But sometimes it can be tough to change it up right away. So what I've been doing, using my imagination to imagine how I would do. I'm thinking about it already. I was like, okay, well, this is how I take care of my clothes, iron, how I'm going to eat, how I'm going to move around, how I'm going to relax. And even, how, I would maneuver my sons around and everything. And, it's just that's interesting. Because it is something, I'm using that example because that's something I learned to practice for a long time. And in fact, my co-parent, I remember my co-parent, she was telling me about a prominent job that she got in the 90s, which kind of led to us meeting. But that's a story I might have to share another time. But she said when she was going for that job, what she would do every morning, she would take extra time and drive from her home to the job itself. She would drive to the home. To the place like she was working there. She would actually drive there and park and everything. And then she got the job. This was before she even had the job. She had just applied for it. And, it was one of those things, they weren't going to take her right away. So it was just And that's one of the things, because if you think about it in life, we develop habits, we develop routines. And for many people, it can be tough to break that routine. It can. Now, you do have some people, they can break a routine like it's nothing and everything. Indeed, it's something I can do if I have to. But I was like, I don't feel like breaking it. Let me think about every little thing, how I would do it, how I would do things and stuff. In fact, last week I actually got in the habit of driving to the store that will be near where I live and stuff. Because, I'll be hitting all the grocery stores in there. I got friends everywhere, but this is one I very rarely hit. Extremely rare I go in there for anything. But I say, okay, let me put that on the repertoire. And I was thinking about, okay, well, how I'm gonna do this, where I'm gonna go there, how I'm gonna do things. And that's the thing. Because the thing with habits, they become ingrained in us almost to the point you could drive someplace and you're not thinking about it. You can be half asleep driving because you're so in a habit of doing something. It becomes ingrained, but you can change a habit. You can change it, you know? And you know what? There's something you can do with a negative habit too. Like say you have a habit of using some substance or something that brings you harm. You can gradually break that. Think about how you're going to move around and deal with not having that substance. And in fact, it's creating a vision of how things will go too. I remember when I did this seminar, and at the time I didn't have a blue suit. Well, okay, I did the seminar. Let me explain it better. I did this seminar. Well, it was a panel rather. It was a panel. I was on there with some other people. But how everything went down was based on a vision I had maybe 2 years before this panel. I had a vision of wearing a blue suit and being in front of a crowd of people. I had a vision of it. And it actually came to pass because I didn't have a blue suit at the time. It was during a rare period. I didn't have any suits. So I'm thinking that, and then at the time, I didn't have any reason to think I have to have a reason to stand in front of people, but I still went through it and everything. All of a sudden, that vision came true. That's because I treated the vision as a blueprint for how I was going to move in life, you know? So if you have a plan, there's something you want to do, think in terms you've already done it. Get used to it. If you're trying to get a new job somewhere, and you know where you're going to work, practice driving there. You know, do the things you have to do. Like, that's something I even do on just a regular basis. If I have to go someplace, like, very important, I hadn't been there before, I might drive there first. Like, when I would do self-improvement summits in the D.C. area, I would always go to the hotel. I would always, as soon as I get my stuff in the hotel, I'd drive to the site just to get used to it. Just to get used to it. You know, and I would drive wherever I needed to drive if I, for whatever I need to do the next day, just to get used to it. Think about doing that. That's something that could be very powerful. That's something that can be very powerful. Get your body ready to do something. All right. So anyway, I want y'all to think on that, and hey, let the imagination flow. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.